Joining us now, as always, day after a game at 4 o'clock is Donovan McNabb. This call-in brought to you by United Tire. Now is the time to make the right choice about who services your car. United Tire and Service. Go to unitedtire.com. Don't drive alone. Drive United. Now joining us, as I said, not just a quarterback in Philadelphia Eagles history, the quarterback in Philadelphia Eagles history, the one, the only, Donovan McNabb. Donovan, thanks for joining us.
Was that the energy we get after a bye week?
Come on, Big Five.
You don't think that's good enough?
What is happening? Come on, man. This is the second part of the season. Let's go. Turn it up.
You set the bar high now.
Too high.
Now he wants it higher every week.
Fair enough. That's on me. That's on me. I'm going to take responsibility for next time. What's up, Donovan?
Oh, man, just another good Monday, or I should say Tuesday.
Victory Tuesday.
Everything's running its course, absolutely.
Hey, how did you like playing in cold and wind? So it was, I think it was 20-some degrees was the real feel last night, a good bit of wind. How did that affect how you played when it was cold, when it was windy like that?
I think the main thing offensively is our number one keys is to protect the football, and that's running the football or possibly throwing it. And they did a great job with it. Did I like playing in the cold? No. But I was born and raised in Chicago, so cold weather to me is nothing but just something that happens after Halloween pretty much. But from what I've seen from this football team, I've seen this team flying around. I've seen them making plays. Obviously, it wasn't as crisp as we would love to see it, but a win is a win, and everything else is correctable.
Yeah, Favre didn't let that playing in that dome up in Syracuse make him soft. He was still able. I mean, listen, he's a Midwest kid, you know what I mean? So he knows what it's like to play in that weather. Yeah.
Well, you still had to walk to the dome, and I'll tell you, that walk to the dome, the hill right next to it, not easy. Absolutely not easy.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Make sure you remind Ike, he want to go all out here because, wearing that green.
Yeah, we play in the Midwest where they play real football.
So, you mentioned the offense, Donovan. We had two games, the Minnesota game and the Giants game, started showing signs of the running game showing some life and the passing game work off of that. And they didn't really seem to have, aside from that opening drive, they didn't really seem to have any rhythm last night in that. They did make some big plays. What did you see overall as to what was working, what wasn't working for them last night?
Well, obviously, I think it's a change of the guard, a little bit of, where our offensive coordinator is trying to figure out what he actually has. And obviously, with the offensive line being in and out, not really being able to be there consistently each and every week, it makes it tough. So running the football, I look at it in the sense of it's more about the carries instead of so much of the yards. And so I think what we're seeing, offensively, running the football where it's not a read option, it's a handoff to Saquon and be able to pick up as many yards as he can get. Now I'm not seeing the running lanes being open like they were obviously last year. And again, that goes to the consistency of our interior offensive line. And it's just not the same. It's not as consistent what it needs to be. But it's more, again, about the attempt. So it sets up the play-action game. The problem that I still see with our play-action game and our passing game is I don't see too many pass plays past 15 yards. Everything is kind of intermediate. It's 12, 10, hit the check down. We might take occasional shots. But I would like to see us be able to attack a little bit more of the 15 to 18 to 20-yard area, in which were now safeties, because their safeties were very aggressive. As you can see, Williams coming in, filling the hole in the run game. So that means that obviously they're playing some quarters coverage, which we can take the top off of it, just like we did with the last play with Devontae. But I think we would have many more chances. But, again, it's just not consistent on the offensive side, which you're not going to pile up a lot of yards.
How difficult can it be, Five, or is it not difficult? I mean, this game reminded me a lot of a game we played in 2001 where we beat the Giants on Monday night 10-9. And I bring that up because, that was more of a defensive battle, and you had to be patient sort of offensively and take your shots when they presented itself. I'm just wondering from a quarterback standpoint, what's that like going through a game and sort of taking what the defense gives you versus trying to take some chances. I'm thinking about Jalen last night. He didn't force anything, and he sort of kept everything underneath. But when he got that one-on-one shot with Devontae, he took his shot there. What's that like for a quarterback?
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. But I will say this, the similarities of the two of when we did play in 2001, offensively, we still were trying to figure out our identity. You think of it, also, too, we didn't have the threat to be able to stretch the field like that. I think we had James and Todd.
Yep.
We were tight end kind of heavy in our offense. And you think of how we were doing it. We were doing it with Deuce and those guys. So it was more the run game. And then we would set up our screen game became very effective. We weren't that much of a downfield threat. And it's the same as what we're seeing from this football team. Last year, I think everybody got a little enamored because of the run game, and then we had a little bit more explosive plays getting downfield. And this year, it hasn't been there. And so I don't know if everyone was expecting us to all of a sudden open up that can after the bye week and all of a sudden start stretching the field. It's been the same as it's been over the last couple of weeks of just more methodical and being patient. And I think when you play in games like this, and the thing that really favors a guy like Jalen is now he can protect the football, tuck it when he needs to. And, again, it goes back to running the football, more about the attempts, where now you're eating up clock and moving the chain.
So because the running game hasn't been as effective, the Eagles have been in a lot of third and longs this year. And one of the things we've been talking about is in those third and longs, it seems like they give up a good bit in that they'll just run the ball on a 3rd and 8 or a 3rd and 9. What do you think of that, about not giving the team an opportunity to try to go get that first down with a pass play?
Well, to be honest, I mean, defensively, Vic Fangio has been more about it's been a bend but don't break kind of a defense. He doesn't blitz a lot, and he likes to play kind of more of a two-shell kind of a look where we got two safeties back there. Occasionally he'll throw some man in there, but it's more of putting the pressure on the opposing offense to have them make the mistakes. And so when you got two teams that are playing cautious football and not trying to make the mistakes, we get games like we just seen last night. But I look at it from an offensive standpoint. Can things change? Yes. I believe I would like to see more of us utilizing Saquon Barkley in the screen game. I would like to see him be more of a guy that we can get outside, be able to stretch downfield, and get our offensive line out on the move and getting downfield and leading the charge in the screen game. Again, I would like to see us to use the tight end in the middle of the football field a little bit more. Those are the things that I would like to see, which I think it will open up a little bit more for the guys on the outside.
So the last Eagles offensive play of the game, it's 4th and 6, 30 or so seconds left.
Really questionable call.
So the options there, go for it, kick a field goal, which I don't think any of us thought was the right thing, or punt it. Would you have just punted that ball there rather than throwing that pass? There's some thought based on Devontae Smith's answer and Nick Sirianni's look after that play that maybe they might have audibled into a different play than originally called. So what do you think of that decision and that play right there?
Well, as the actual play, I was really questioning it. I would love to hear what was the rationale in it. Maybe there was a check. Maybe it was a read where they maybe want to get a quick hitch or something out to A.J. Brown, and then they decided to press A.J., which converts into a fade ball, which, Jalen stayed with it. And again, he would love to have that throw back where he could put it a little bit more out there for A.J. People are questioning, obviously, A.J.'s effort to get to the ball, which it could have been a pass interference if he would have went more aggressively to the ball. But again, I would have preferred to see them punt the football, but I can understand why, because our defense has been playing well. And to punt the ball, you're kind of putting yourself in a position if they decide to return it for big yards. Now, all of a sudden, you're giving up a possible touchdown, which could lead to either that or lead to an easier field goal for them.
Now, Donovan, you were a quarterback, but people don't know this. You're a defense guy. It was great to see Jalen Phillips' first game last night, and the Eagles' defensive line over the last 2 games, after not really getting any pressure at all most of the season, really looked great. And last night might have been the best they looked all year.
I mean, again, to give credit to Howie and going out and getting him a pass rusher. Everybody was expecting Brandon Graham to be the Brandon Graham from the middle part of his career. That's a lot to put on Brandon at this particular point. But I will say this. I still would like to see a little bit more because Green Bay's offensive line hasn't played together in a long time as well. So was it more about us getting pressure up the field, or was it more about the offensive line for Green Bay not being as effective as they needed to be? Because the rotation that I've seen from our front four wasn't the strong rotation that we have seen as of last year. This year, it hasn't been as consistent. And I know we put a lot on Jordan Davis of losing the weight, but he's not known for pass rushing. He's more for run stopping. And so I just would love to see a little bit more of us blitzing off the edge and up the middle, utilizing our linebackers, which that's not what Vic does. But, I would like to see at least something to apply some pressure from some part of the field.
Well, hell, man, listen, we got the W. That's all that really matters is that we got the W.
Sure,
They moved to 7-2. Real quick, big game coming up Sunday. What's your thoughts about that, going into that game Sunday night against Detroit?
Well, Detroit's coming off a big win. Playing against, obviously, one of our rivals, being the Commanders. But I look at it in the sense that if we can feed off of this game, and from a defensive standpoint, be able to put pressure on Jared Goff, get him off of his spot, which we'll see probably. I don't know the health of Mitchell if he's healthy enough to play, but I would love to see us be able to, put pressure on Jared Goff to force him to get the ball out quickly. And then offensively, I think this might be a Saquon Barkley kind of day. I think this might be one of those 120 rushing yard type of days, and then overall getting us about maybe close to 200 yards rushing with our two backs. I think that could be something that would be big for us, and then we could throw for about 230 yards or so.
Now, Donovan, final thing, and this is definitely the most important. You probably remember in New Orleans, Super Bowl week, you and Ike went and hung out one night. And I just want to clarify, because we're both sarcastic white guys who doubt Jalen. I just want to be clear that Jack was the one at the bar.
Sarcastic white guy?
Well, me and Jack.
Yes.
And I just want to be clear that it was not me with Ike at the bar. It was Jack, who was over there.
Yeah.
So I was not the one arguing with you about Jalen. It was Jack. And we've gotten a sense every once in a while that maybe you thought it was me. I just want to be clear that was Jack at the bar
that?
and not me.
You remember that night, Five?
That night, not
Yeah.
quite, but
Fair enough.
No, not saying I don't remember that night because of whatever, but that was a while
just
ago.
mean
So I know-
details, yeah, you mean
I get in
details,
arguments
yeah.
all the time with people. So
Okay, all right.
It just, especially when I'm supporting my boy, I gotta stand
Okay,
up.
all right, okay. All right, Donovan, we'll talk to you next.
Set me up on that one. You said-
No,
you
no
let 'em set me
setup.
up like that?
No, we were wondering if you thought that's who Spike was, the guy that was with me that night. Yeah, that's what we were wondering, yeah.
No.
It's the other white guy. I got two of them. I got two of them with me. Yeah, it's like,
I'm about to say.
yeah.
I remember Spike when he was a kid. So
There we go.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
how about that? He
Yeah.
wasn't, what do you mean?
We're both kids.
He's your age. Y'all the same age, Five.
Hey, we're grown over here, Ike.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
All right, Donovan. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, big dog.
All right, man.
All right, now.
All right, see ya.